Hi, my little buddies. So, once again, you are back with Minnie, your maths buddy. And together we are at our own learning platform, Learn Forward, with your maths book, Maths Concepts and Skills for Grade 3 by Feather Cap. I hope you are enjoying your math sessions with me. Are you? Yay, that's great. Thank you so much. And today we are going to start a new topic, that is chapter 6 of your book, in which we'll be talking about fractions. A new word for you? Don't worry, we'll soon get familiar to it. So here we have a get up exercise for you children. Let's read it out. Look at the shapes. You have learned all these shapes, isn't it? So look at the shapes given below and tick right the shapes that have been equally divided. I'm sure you all know what is equal division. So let's look at these shapes. What is the shape? Rectangle. So it is divided into two parts. Do you think both the parts are equal? No, they are not. Okay, what about the next shape? Triangle. Again not. What about this? Yes, your circle is divided into two equal parts. So let's take this. Okay, let's move to the next. Is the oval divided into two equal parts? No. Any other shape that is divided? Let's look at this circle. No. The triangle? Oh yes, your sandwich is divided into two equal parts here. Star is again not. Again this triangle is not. Oh yes, this shape, what is it? Do you know? It has got 5 sides and this is called a pentagon and it is divided into two equal parts. So, you know what is equal sharing. How do we make equal parts? So, from this only we'll move on to fractions. What is a fraction, children? When anything is divided into equal shares, may it be 2, may it be 4, may it be 40, but the size of the share must be equal, then we say it is a fraction. So the very basic thing for a fraction to be is that the parts must be equal. Always remember that, right? So if you are asked to divide a pizza into 4 equal parts, can you do that? Yes, you often do that, isn't it? So whenever you have to share something with your siblings, with your family members, with your friends, you prefer doing equal distribution. Yes. Now, fraction of the part taken away. How do you write fraction? Whatever is the number of total parts you divide something in, that is the lower part. That is the total number of parts. So, in your example, you divided the pizza into how many parts? 4 equal parts. So, the number here will be 4. And what is the number of parts taken away by each one? So you are taking just one part. That means if this is your pizza, you divide it into 4 equal parts. You take one part out of it. So the fraction will be, see carefully how do we read and how do we write. The fraction will be one part out of 4. You have been appearing for different exams till now. You have been getting marks. And when you get marks, what do you say? I got 19 out of 20. Do you say like that? So what does it mean, children? It means your question paper was of full 20 marks and you got 19 marks out of it. So similarly here, your pizza is divided into 4 equal parts. So that comes below and you have taken only one part out of it. So that comes above. So this is how you read it out. 1 by 4. You also say 1 out of 4, right? Now, there are different terms associated with fractions that you must learn, you must know about them. So, the first one is 1/2. What do you mean by half? Sometimes you say, Mama, I want half of the chapati. I want just half an apple. So, what does Mama do? She divides that particular object in 2 equal parts. So, what will be the number you write below? It will be 2 in place of 4. And how many parts are you taking out of those 2 parts? 1. Yes. So, that is 1 by 2. This 1 by 2 is called 1/2. What is it called? 1/2. That means you are dividing something in 2 equal parts and you are just selecting, you are taking one part out of it. And Remember again, what is the more important in fractions is that the two parts should be equal. Suppose this is your pizza and you say, I'll give this share to my friend, I'll keep this one with myself. So will your friend agree? Will it be equal? No, it's not equal sharing. So we cannot say you are giving half. And in this case, because the two parts are equal, we say each one of you is getting half of the pizza. So please remember, this is very important. Now in case of 1/3, you divide something in 3 equal parts. Look at this circle again. How many parts have you made? 3 parts. So each part is 1 out of 3, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 3. This is called 1/3, right? The next one is 1/4, and the other name for 1/4 is quarter. What is it? It is a quarter. And how do you write it? 1/4 means 1 out of 4. Now the next term to remember here is 1/4 or quarter. So what is 1/4 or quarter? The name itself says 1/4 means out of 4. So 1 out of 4, that means you are making 4 equal pieces like this and taking just 1 out of it. So this is how you show your 1/4, and you read it as 1/4, or you also call it a quarter. Now here's an exercise for you. Look at the given figures. Put a tick for the figures with equal parts and a cross for figures with unequal parts. I'm sure you can do that. Come on, quickly tell me. First one is, yes, that is a tick. Second, cross. So find out for the other two yourselves. Color only those pictures which are divided into equal parts. You can do it, I know. So let's do just one here for you. Is this equal parting? No. Is this equal distribution? Perfect. So you'll color. Color only the ones that have been divided equally. Now color each figure to represent the given fraction. In the first one, you have to show 1/3. That means only one part out of 3. So only this part will be shading. In this, again only one part, and here also just one part. So this is 1/3. This is a quarter or 1/4, and this is 1/2. Draw dotted lines to divide each shape into 3 equal parts now. So how will you divide 3 equal parts? Can we do it like this? No. So you have to remember that the 3 parts should be equal. That is very important. So let's divide them like this. So this way you get 3 equal parts. Similarly, you'll be doing for the triangle like this, and the rectangle you can do in many ways. You can draw like this and this. Okay, this is one way. The other one is you can divide in 4 equal parts like this also. Now, hots for you. So this is a pizza fraction. This is an activity for you to do it with your teacher and friends. You'll be sharing this pizza equally as it is given here. Now we have learned how to write fraction. Now let's learn how to write the fraction and how to read it. So when we have done half, we wrote it like this. How do you write 1/3? You write like this. How do you write a quarter or 1/4? You write like this. So in all these fractions, what do you observe, children? We are drawing a line. This line is called the fraction bar. What is it called? Fraction bar. Now you can see a number above this bar and a number below it. The number above is called the numerator, and the number below down is called the denominator. Let's repeat. Numerator is above the fraction bar and denominator is down below the fraction bar. So we have the numerator, we have the fraction bar, and we have the denominator. Now what do they signify? The down number denominator shows how many total parts have you made out of your whole thing, and the numerator tells how many parts have you selected, right? So this is how we write. If this is the fraction, we read it as 2/3. We also say this is 2/3, right? So this is the numerator, this is the fraction bar, and this is the denominator. Let's have an exercise for you. Color the given parts and represent the following in fractional forms. Also write the numerator and denominator for the following fraction. So you have to make 5 parts here. Color 5 out of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts colored. Out of how many children? Out of 8. So how will you write the fraction? 5 by 8. Similarly here you will be doing 2 parts only. 1, 2 parts only. Out of 4. So what will be your fraction? 2 by 4. Right? Now do the rest parts yourself. And we have a let's connect. In a park amongst of 5 trees, 7 rose shrubs and 3 climbers. Can you write down the above types of plants in fractions? So first you will see how many total plants are there. What is the total number? 5 plus 7 plus 3. That is how much? 15. So out of those, what is the fraction of trees? It is trees is just 5. Out of total is 15. Similarly, find out for the rose shrubs and the climbers also. Now, you have to identify the numerator of each fraction. Go to your garden or the park nearby and find the number of different types of plants, and then you can write their fractions also. Next is fraction of a collection. Here we have been talking about something whole which you have divided into parts. Now, if you have a fraction of a collection, that means if you have more than one thing and you are dividing, making groups out of them, how do you do? What do you see in this pot? There are 5 frogs. So if I ask you how many are big ones? 3. And how many are small ones? Just 2. So what is the fraction of big frogs? It is 3 by 5. And the small ones is 2 by 5. So we say this is 3/5. They are green and 2/5 are brown. So if you have these two as brown, we can just talk about the size also here. These ones are bigger, these ones are small. Now if you have to find something, some fraction of a group, then what will you do? Sarah has 12 watercolors and she gave half of her watercolors to Adil. Now you have to find out how many will she give if she gives away half. So what will we do? Half means in how many equal parts are you dividing? In 2 equal parts. Yes. So these are 12 colors. If you divide in 2 equal parts, how many colors will be there in each group? 6. So what you will be doing? You are dividing 12 by 2 and you get 6 colors that you will give to Adil. Now, if you have 12 colors and you want to give 1/3 of it to somebody else. So that means what will you do? Now for these 12 colors, you will be making how many groups? 3 groups. That means divide by 3. So what do you get? Now you will be giving just 4 colors. And if you give 1/4, a quarter of these colors, then what will you do, children? Yes, you will divide 12 by 4 now because you are making 4 groups out of them, right? So this is how we find half or 1/3 or 1/4 of a collection of a group. Here's an exercise for you. Solve the following color to represent the answer. 1/4 of 8 shamrock leaves. So, how many are there? There are 8 shamrocks. You have to color just 1/4. So, how many will you color? Yes, 8 divided by 4 is how much? 2. So, you will be coloring the leaves of petals of only 2 shamrocks here. 1 and 2. Color them neatly, okay? Make them beautiful. Similarly, you will be doing for these other parts also. Now, here's a project for you. Fractions in your kitchen. So, let's see what you have to do. We use so many utensils in the kitchen, isn't it? Plates, spoons, forks, knives that you use daily. These are called cutlery, you know that. Count the total number of plates, including big plates and small plates. Find the fraction of big plates compared to the number of total plates. So just count how many each of these items you have, and you have to write the fraction out of as they have given. So out of the total plates, what is the number of big plates? Write down the fraction and do this in your kitchens, children. Now, here's your chapter at a glance. When a number, group or thing is complete, that is called a whole. And when you divide in equal parts, you get a fraction of it. When you write a fraction, there is a fraction bar. The number above it is called the numerator. Below the fraction bar is your denominator. It's easy to remember. D is for down, D is for denominator. So fraction is numerator upon denominator, where denominator means total parts of anything and numerator is number of selected parts only. So here you have competency based questions for the little learners. Which of the following shows part shaded? What part is shaded here? What part is shaded? 2 out of 4. So this is 2/4. They want you to show 1/3 here. What is it? It is 1/3. Is this 1/3? No. What about this? Not even here. So your correct answer is B. Let's move to the next. Which of the following figures has the least shaded fraction? So what do you see? Where is the maximum number of pieces? Equal sharing. Here you have 1 out of 6. Here you have 3 out of 6. Here this is not equal sharing. And here you have 2 out of 6. So which is the smallest one? This is the smallest. Now in the word mathematics, what fraction of letters are consonants? So what is the total number? All the denominators have 11. That means the total number of letters is 11. Let's find out consonants. Do you remember what are consonants? Yes. All letters other than A, E, I, O, U. What are these A, E, I, O, U called? Yes, these are called vowels. So let us see. Consonant 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have 7 out of 11. 7 by 11 is your answer. Perfect. Now, miscellaneous exercise for you. Tick the correct option. Half. How do you write it? Yes, that is 1 by 2. What is the number below the fraction bar called? Down. Denominator. Yes. Let's move to the next. If the numerator is 3, denominator is 7, what's the fraction? Perfect. This is 3 by 7. How many quarters will make a whole? See? Let's count them. How many quarters are there? These are 4. So 4 quarters will make a whole. What fraction of our national flag is saffron? Exactly, there are 3 colors, so 1/3 is saffron. They are all equal parts. Now we have subjective type questions for you. Match the following puzzle pieces by coloring them alike. So this is 3 by 8. Is it half? Is the numerator 3? Is the denominator 8? Or 1 by 4? So what do you have to do? 3 by 8. Numerator is 3. Where is half? Half is here. So you have to pick the same color. So this is half and this is also half. When you talk about quarter, this is quarter and this is also your quarter. When the denominator is 8, so where is the denominator? 8. Here the denominator is 8 and the numerator is 3. Okay, you have 2 numbers where the numerator is 3. So we can color this green, this again green, and this is also green. That's it. Now state whether the following statements are correct or not. And you have to give reason also. In the fraction 2 by 3, 3 is the numerator. So what is the numerator? The upper number 2 is the numerator. So this is incorrect. 2 quarters are equal to 1/2, is it? Let's see in the picture again. 1 quarter, 2 quarter. If you shade them. So what is this equal to? It is equal to half. Yes, that means it is correct. 1/3 and a quarter is the same thing? No, it is not. In 1/3 we are making 3 equal parts. In quarter we are making 4 equal parts. 2 halves make a whole. Let's look at this again. This is 1/2. This is another half. So 2 halves together make a whole. That is correct. Next question. In a box of donuts, there are strawberry, chocolate and blueberry donuts. So these are the different flavors. Find out what fraction of strawberry donuts are there. So let's count them. 6 out of, total is 16. So you get 6 out of 16. Similarly, you can find out the other fractions also. Now let's connect. The solar system consists of sun and everything that orbits and travels around the sun. This includes planets, their moons, dwarf planets, asteroids and comets. So these are so many things that keep moving around the sun. Let us answer some questions about solar system. How many planets are there in our solar system? Do you know? Good, that is 8. So you can work on this with your teacher and have more information. And then there's a maths lab activity for you to have fun in your maths lab with your friends and your teachers. Do this activity, have lots of fun with fractions. I'm sure I could make the little learning about fractions, the basics clear to you. We'll have lots of things about fractions ahead. Till then, happy learning.